Hi, boot campers. It is Kathy, and I have Susan, and I have Tiffany, I have Scott, I have Libby with me, four wonderful eBay sellers, and we're going to be with you. I invited them to come join me because it is always wonderful to talk eBay, and it is wonderful to talk eBay with other wonderful eBay sellers. So we're going to get to chat with Susan and Tiffany and Scott and Libby, and they're going to give you their background. They're all very unique, very wonderful. And that's what I love too, is just how different all sellers are on eBay. Everybody has strong suits. I always find everybody's history and story so interesting. I could sit there going, and just listen all day long. So this will be a treat, treat, treat. I'm going to start off with Libby. So Libby.
Yes, hi.
Libby's with Conchi Consignment. It's in, help me with this, Libby. I have it down as Schnecksville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so I'm in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Lehigh Valley, thank you.
Yeah, started outside of Philadelphia, moved an hour north up near Allentown. And I've been an eBay seller for 20 plus years. I won't say how many passed there, but for a long time. I started 9 years ago with my business. I opened a brick and mortar store, Conchi Consignment, and I ran a eBay store alongside of that. And when I closed the doors of my brick and mortar, which was about 6 years ago now, I went all online, and I sell primarily on eBay. About 95% of my sales come from eBay, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of
What
fun.
kind of things do you sell, Libby? Because I realize as a consignment seller that you get a big variety. Would you say what certain categories that you tend to sell most of, or is it truly like soup to nuts?
So I sell soup to nuts, and being online has given me that the freedom. When I was in the storefront, I had to be a lot more selective. Now that I'm online, I sell pretty much anything, including the kitchen sink. Yeah, we do it all.
I love that.
Yeah. So top categories are fashion and actually furniture. Yeah. Fashion and furniture. Mm-hmm.
Now, Libby, going into fourth quarter, because you are very experienced, both brick and mortar and with selling on eBay for so long, could you give us a top tip that you find really helpful, or something that you like to focus on that helps you with fourth quarter sales all through the holiday, October, November, December?
Yes. So for us, it starts in the summer. I believe in summer slowdown. And really, it's going into fourth quarter. The best thing you can do is list, and bulk up your inventory, because when fourth quarter rolls around, you're spending a lot of time shipping, and that's to be expected. I mean, the majority of your time, the balance is going to kind of shift to shipping. So don't get discouraged, because you're going to see your numbers, your items listed go down, but you're going to see your sales increase rapidly. So just put your head down going into fourth quarter. When you have that slow time, list, because you're not going to have.
That's such a great point. When you do see the inventory numbers going down, it's not bad news. It's good news. I mean, yay, I'm getting sales, but that's a great point. When you do get the slowdown, it's really just double down and get the listings up. So that's such a great reminder. Thank you. Now, Libby, it is. Now, you've been in my membership group, Social Media Insider, for several years now. So share with everybody listening, what has worked for you the best with Social Media Insider? How does it help you with your business, as you are such an experienced seller?
So, I mean, there's always the great tips and tricks and actionable items and advice. And for me, the thing is time. Time is money. So Social Media Insiders is my one-stop shop if I need to know something. I'm not going around browsing, getting into a lot of reseller drama that we know is out there. I go right to Social Media Insiders. I check it every morning. If I have a question, I post in there. I get an accurate answer. And it saves me so much time. And like I said, time is money, especially during the fourth quarter. Yeah.
It's so true. And again, if I save that 15 minutes every day, the 10 minutes every day, that's another listing up. That's more money in my pocket. That's another thing off that pile that's going out the door to somebody. So that's a great reminder. Thank you. And I love having you in Social Media Insider. You're a wonderful member.
It's great to be there. All the positivity and support, which I'm sure you're going to hear from everybody else. It's just a very positive environment. If you want really actionable tips that you can take to elevate your business, no matter what level you're at.
Thank you.
great place. So thanks,
Thank
Kathy.
you, Libby. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So Scott, I'm going to move around
Hi.
to Scott. And Scott is in Newport News, Virginia. His eBay store is Whoosh Trade. And Scott's a variety seller. He is also a variety of price points, which I really like. I was having fun looking at Scott's inventory. So some very almost like stocking stuffer kind of items, Scott. I was thinking when I looked at your items, because I was actually looking and I said, I have to go back.
A dollar store,
Yes.
bulk type stuff. I sell all brand new items, which is probably a little different from the group. So everything I sell is new with tags, that sort of thing. And I also have my own private label, Hero Bar Knife and Tool. So I utilize that as well. And my sales aren't so much like, I don't have the summer slowdown that a lot of people experience, but I definitely have the Christmas uptick. And if I'm not selling gifts, I'm finding that people are buying things for themselves, which I also think is a huge market out there. Is people just like to shop in the wintertime around Christmas and get packages at the house. So people tend to buy a lot of hobby items, crafting, things like that I do really well with in the fall.
That's super. Now, Scott, what's your background? How did you come to eBay?
Good question. Just kind of at random. I was looking for a business, a side gig to start, and I looked at franchises and all kinds of things, and I really needed something that offered flexibility for time, that I can work this on my terms when I want to work it, put as much effort into it as I can and get results, or the less effort, the less results. But I needed something that was flexible. And I wrote out a business plan, a very detailed plan. I do have a business background. I've had businesses before. So I do believe in strategy, planning, and 80%, 90% planning, and that 10% is actual your execution. So I put a lot into that. It happened very rapidly. Within 6 months, it outgrew the house, and I rented offices and some warehouse space. So I am external to the home, but I love it. I love it. I've learned a lot over the years.
It's great. I always love your energy and your enthusiasm. You're always researching new inventory. Scott and I have attended wholesale shows together.
Yes.
Just your as much as you know, you're always keen to learn, open to listen, asking questions. The real heart of a student, and I mean that in the best way.
Use your resources. There's
Yes.
a lot of tools out there, free and or even you got to pay for, but utilize your tools. Data is big.
Yes.
Everybody talks about data, but there's so many research tools out there. Whatever niche you're in, go for it and figure out what's selling. And it's constantly changing.
That's so true.
Every week, implementing a different strategy and picking up something new. Yeah.
Now, you've been with me in Social Media Insider also for several years, and share with me how it's working for you right now with your eBay selling.
I love the group, and I'm not that big on the Facebook postings on a business scale. So what I get out of the group is not necessarily the social media tips, but all the other tips.
Yeah.
One, it's an extremely positive group and extremely positive group of people. I got invited to join another eBay group the other day, so I joined it, and I kept seeing these posts of people getting their accounts suspended for breaking rules, and a lot of negativity. eBay's picking on me, and these are not the type of people I want to take advice from, or really even be associated with. So some of these groups, a lot of negativity. One thing I really like about Kathy in this group is she's the ultimate myth buster. I hear people say, well, my sales are slow, and if you call eBay on the first of the month and they can reset your account, recycle your account, and then all of a sudden sales start happening, and it's like, no, come on. Or delete all your listings and then repost all your listings on the 15th of the month, and that will recycle it back into the search engine, and all these time-wasting, useless type of things that people do. And they frustrate themselves because then when it doesn't work, they go back to, well, it must be something with eBay then. eBay's against me. So this group, she does clarify that. Everything that you hear in this group or tips has been vetted. They've been checked out. They've been verified. And there's times when Kathy, if you hear rumors out there, she'll log in and say, hey, time out, everybody, I'm checking with my sources.
Yeah.
And that information will come back to you hours, if not days, before it really hits other groups. I don't know how you do it, but it's magic. Kathy works her magic, and you'll get information ahead of time, which is really very, very helpful. In this business, it's extremely competitive. Everybody out there is doing what we do. They really are. And any kind of little extra boost, I will take it.
Thank you, Scott. That's wonderful. Yes, I do. So the name of my membership is Social Media Insider, but we do an enormous amount of business practices. Again, what's working on eBay. We do talk other platforms. I mean, this holiday boot camp has been specifically about eBay, but we do talk about other platforms in Social Media Insider. In fact, we were having a discussion this morning about some things on other platforms. And very much what is working now. And the other thing, when I explain things in Social Media Insider, I explain why. Because it's one thing for when people give you information, but I always have been big on, I want to understand why. I may never need to really go any further with it. But for instance, and I shared in the boot camp about the length of titles, because this is one thing that people do, especially if you're on other platforms. For some reason, every platform has a different length title. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. So particularly if you're coming from another platform to eBay, you may not be aware of the importance of the title length on eBay. And I'm going to pick one, particularly if you're coming from Amazon, because if I remember correctly, their titles are much longer than eBay titles. So if you see an Amazon seller on eBay, you'll often literally see the title chopped in half. It just doesn't make any sense. It's truncated, because they're using some kind of import tool to bring the titles over, and they're actually hurting themselves in search because the title looks so strange. And then there's other sites where the titles are much shorter, and then they're coming over to eBay and they're not getting everything they can from the eBay title, because we get 80 characters, and it matters. It matters very much. So I'll explain why. I'll also go into some things about Google. But I always do my best to give you the information in Social Media Insider and then explain what's behind it, and in a way that's understandable. There's some people, like when you listen to some very techie people, they're great. And I attend some tech conferences, believe it or not, even though I don't code, because I want to hear all the science behind it. And then I can sort of translate it to seller talk, because I'll ask lots of questions. And that's the thing, is it's to get the information, but to get it in a way that's understandable.
Yep, I think I lost
and
you.
then in a way that we don't necessarily, and as a seller, we don't necessarily need to use everything. Do you know what I mean? There are some parts of eBay selling where it has nothing to do with you. So it's like, okay, I don't have to deal with that at all. I'm just going to deal with this. So thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. I love having you.
I appreciate you. You know, I mean, in the cost of the group, I forget, I mean, it's like $1 a day, or it's not even a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, have this as a resource. I have a go-to place. If I have a problem, wake up tomorrow morning with a problem, I know I can go here. And
especially, and it's not to forecast anything happening, but there's a huge updates happening in October, which if you're not aware of it, it was announced in the fall seller update. And I think a lot of people are sort of ignoring it. There's some huge category changes coming. And typically when category changes come, it just impacts everything. I mean, it just does. So trust me, I am, I'm ready and waiting for when it breaks, because my suspicion is there will be some things. I'm sure we'll all be fine. Our sales are going to be fine, but it definitely will impact certain categories very heavily, and it will impact your listing. So I'm glad to have my ear to the ground from my insiders. So Tiffany, who has just moved to a lovely new home, and Tiffany is in Hagerstown, Maryland, with Tiffany's Treasures and Trinkets. And Susan, I'm going to get to you next after Tiffany. And Tiffany is a wonderful consignment seller and sells a lovely variety of items. So Tiffany, let everybody know how you came to eBay, what your background is.
Well, back in 2006, when my husband and I met and we moved in together, we were blending two families together. And so we had a lot of excess stuff. So I started selling my own stuff on eBay very part-time while I was working full-time. And I was just selling here and there. And then I didn't really have a company. I was just kind of selling as myself, didn't even have a store. But then when in 2018, when I left my full-time job, which had been a lot of work, I decided I wanted to ramp up my selling and maybe pull back on my bookkeeping. I was looking for a part-time bookkeeping job, and then I wanted to ramp up my selling. So I was still selling my own stuff. A friend of mine came and dropped all this stuff on my doorstep and said, "Sell this stuff for me." And she's very demanding. She's like, "Just sell it for me." And I started doing that, and I soon realized that I could do that, as a living. I mean, that could be my business, selling consignments, for other people. And I liked it because I'm not that big of a shopper. I don't like this hunt at the thrift store and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've done some of that, and I tend to always buy what I like, not necessarily what other people would like. So it's just better if I just like having people just drop the stuff off at my house, and then I can just sell whatever. And I do sell everything. It's like soup to nuts, like Libby
Soup
does.
to nuts.
It's a lot. It's everything. And even small stuff. I know some people have like a cutoff, of the dollar amount that they want to sell, but I'll sell anything she brings me. And if it's really small things, I'll wait and I'll bundle them together, put up bundles and things like that. So.
But I think that's great with the lower ticket items to sell them. I always think of like being at the cash register at the supermarket, and all the gum and candy and stuff. It's those little items that sometimes will grab people's attention and then bring them in. So I think it's great having a variety of price point. And I love that you have a business model that works. That's the great thing about eBay, is that we all source in very different ways, and you find what works for you. Now you tell me, so going into fourth quarter, because I know you've been selling for a while, what's a top tip that you would give to your fellow sellers?
I don't know that I particularly have any tip that's specific for fourth quarter, but just in general, I like always make sure that the customer feels appreciated, and I like to do to go above and beyond. And I send a Maryland postcard with a handwritten note on the back of every card to every buyer, and I wrap every present like a gift to a friend. Not every present, I wrap every order like a gift to a friend. So
but I love that because you love to wrap, and I love the Maryland postcard idea. I think that's super. So people know who you are and where you are. Good for you. Tiffany, do you like wrapping? Do you like the bows? Do you like the paper?
I do. I hate photography. That's my least favorite part of the job. I love shipping. And also because shipping is like a sale. Like so I'm excited about sales, so I'm excited to ship. So it's like a blessing to ship.
I love that. And I have bought from Tiffany. I bought some wonderful emoji flip-flops, and truly they arrived it's like you almost don't want to unwrap it. It's so beautifully wrapped with the postcard. So good for you. And you inspire me because I'm not the queen of wrapping. And now I have some cute, actually I should have them. I've got some cute little thank you stickers I put on packages. So you inspired me. So thank you, Tiffany.
Oh, good. Good.
You're welcome. And you've been with me in Social Media Insider for a while now too. How is it helping you, Tiffany?
Well, I wanted to say, like, for selling part-time, which I do, and not making a huge amount of money on my store, to me, like, I really had to think about it, because of the cost of a monthly fee, a monthly fee on it. But I'm telling you, it is the best investment I've ever made in my business.
Thank you.
And I just think it's like the benefits that I have gotten from being part of this group are just, I can't even say, like, the friends you make, the connections you make, the value that you bring to it's just amazing. And like everyone else said, there's so many myths out there. And I know when I'm hearing it from you, it is the fact, straight from eBay or from wherever. And then I love the guests that you bring in every month.
Thank you.
I'm always learning something else. So I love
yes,
it.
So in Social Media Insider, I do. And thankfully, I have lots of people. I've gone to so many conferences at this point. I'm in a lot of different groups with high-level social media people, a lot of different sellers, and again, cross-platform. And I love, love, love to bring in special guests that you don't see everywhere, that may not speak at a lot of different conferences, but have enormous amounts of great information and really love coming into a group like Social Media Insider and sharing. So thank you, Tiffany.
I had a problem yesterday. Was it yesterday, the day before?
Yeah.
I had a problem. I popped it in the question up there, and immediately Scot, Libby, and you all answered my question, told me what I already knew I needed to do, but I just didn't want to do.
It's good to get the support. So good for you. Yeah. I'm going to wheel over to Susan now. Susan, how are you?
I'm good. I'm the newbie of the group.
Susan is one of my newer members, so welcome, welcome,
Yep.
welcome. Susan is See What Susan Sells, and do check her out on eBay because she has a lovely new eBay store banner that she got recently in the past few months, and I was looking at it, Susan, and it looks gorgeous. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Well, it's as a result of being in this group and the help and the positive feedback and ideas and guidance. I obviously didn't have that before, so already it was a score right from the start.
It just looks so nice. I mean, it's so
Thank
pretty,
you.
and it works all seasons too. So again, it's like fun, you know, to add holiday and stuff, but it's just lovely. The colors pop. It's a lovely picture of you. It's just, it's a wonderful, wonderful welcoming into your store. So that is great. Now you're in Downers Grove, Illinois, and you sell a nice variety.
Yes.
So let everybody know how you got started selling on eBay.
Okay, well, my son had an illness and was struggling to get through high school. And I wanted him to get his diploma, not drop out and go for a GED, which I knew then would never happen. And I asked him what incentive I could give. And he said, Mom, could just you and I go on a cruise? I don't care to where, and I don't care how long, but just you and me. And I was like, not with your dad or anything? No, Mom, just you and I. I said, okay. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I had quit my corporate job to be home with him because he had a lot of doctor's appointments and whatnot. I'm thinking, how can I make some extra money? And a friend of mine who had been selling on eBay forever said, let me help get you started. So there I trot off to the Goodwill to look for their tag of the week and buy the cheapest stuff I could find just to sell it really cheap, just to get sales and feedback. And honest to goodness, my family was like, I don't know about this. But I took him on an Alaskan cruise. He got his diploma and we went on an Alaskan cruise. Plus we went on a land thing, and that was funded by my eBay sales. And so that really gave me some incentive to keep going. And my son and I went on a second cruise together, which was phenomenal. A lot of great memories there. And I don't know, it just kind of keeps me going. My model has changed over the years. I've been selling for like 8 years. And I went from selling used things to used and new with tag. And as a result of this group, I'm branching out into making some wholesale purchases. So, you know, it's a matter of refining what you like to sell that will sell.
Yeah.
Kids' clothes, forget it. I run. I am not doing kids' clothes. So I've learned what are the things that are time consuming to take. I'm telling you. And there's a couple other things. I mean, I've made some purchases and went after the fact, okay, why did I do this? Now I got to try to unload all this stuff. So it's been a learning process. And I have a business degree, but, you know, that seems to go out the window when you start to get involved in reselling, because initially it was like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, it's like squirrel, shiny object syndrome. And you learn.
It is a learning process. That's okay. Now, but you've been selling on eBay for 8 years. So tell me, what's a top tip that you would share with other sellers for the holidays?
Oh, I have a top tip. Absolutely. Now, I don't sell a lot of Christmas type of things, but I do sell new items. And what I have learned is, especially around the holidays, even if most of your items can ship first class, add a whole bunch of shipping options. Yes. You would be surprised, people, what they'll pay in shipping when they realize they need a gift. So I make sure I have something makes a great gift for someone or yourself. And I add multiple shipping options so that they can get it really quickly if they are waiting till the last minute.
That's such a great point, is to add those paid shipping upgrades of priority for express. Mm-hmm. And even I know, like with Scot does a lot of lighter items, you would be surprised. They will pay the priority mail on that little light item, either because they want it for themselves and they want it now, they don't want to wait,
Right.
or again, because they waited to the last minute to go shopping.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, they do it. It's like, yay, great. Because you will get the sale because you're offering the shipping upgrades because the other seller hasn't added them. And it costs you nothing. The shopper's paying for it, you
Right.
know, is offer it. So that's great. Good, good, good. Now, Susan, you are one of my new Social Media Insider members. You've been with me only for a few months.
Right.
What's been the top takeaway for you so far in your membership with Social Media Insider?
Well, I wrote notes because this has been like Scott said, you know, I spoke to you personally. You knew I was on the fence.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried a lot of things. Yes, there are a lot of free groups out there. There's a lot of free information. But when you are a sole proprietor, so to speak, whether you do it part-time, full-time, whatever, and you're a one-person show, it's a lot to do. There's only so many hours in a day, and you want to have a personal life. So my biggest takeaway, besides what a lot have been mentioned, I mean, I put positive in really big, bold letters because this has been one of the most positive experiences I have had in a long time. I feel like I can ask any question, no matter how stupid it may sound. I feel that the information that I get back is spot on to me, you know, to what my business is. Nobody's trying to push me into a mold that I don't fit into. It's respecting my individualism. But I've been given, here, I'm going to just read in my notes, my specific roadmap to follow with actionable steps. That has been huge. That's worth to me more than a cup of coffee. And I don't follow everything. I mean, there's so much information. At the beginning, I was like, OMG, what did I get myself into? There's so much to learn. How am I ever going to learn all this? And then Kathy, you've been awesome multiple times saying, okay, just breathe, bring yourself down, do what you can do, you know, focus on one thing first. So immediately, like within the first 2 days, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to do a banner for my eBay that was more appropriate. I got great feedback. I mean, I'm in the backyard trying to take pictures of myself doing selfies because I've been told, okay, try to get yourself in and this and that. Okay, I'm on it. I can follow a roadmap. You can do so many things with the information and your time. Build social media strategies to increase sales. They just keep coming. You know, you're right on it. You're like, okay, here, try this. And I put, if you keep doing the same thing, you will get the same results.
Yeah.
So, you know, 8 years of me using the skills, and I do have a lot of skills from my other jobs, I still wasn't getting results that I wanted. So it was time to do something different. And this is it. I've referred to you as a sorority mom, fraternity mom, whatever, because that's what I feel this is like. I mean, I've mentioned I never thought I'd pay for friends, but whoa, look at the friends I have. Look at the resources I have. This is fantastic. And I do sell on various platforms. So I know this is about eBay. And I was a little hesitant at the start because I was like, okay, I'm trying to branch into some other platforms beside eBay and build that. And this has been very, very helpful with that. I have wanted for 2 years to try to get into buying wholesale, and you needed a special like information to give to these people. And was so afraid that I was going to do something wrong, that I was going to go down a wrong path. And within, no joke, within like a week of saying, okay, I'm listening to the speaker, I want to do it, reaching out, I had a member say, I'll work with you on the side because I'm in the same state as you. I had other people giving me, bam, I'm there, bam. You know, I did some things. I'm scheduled for a show. This is fantastic. I could not and did not do that on my own. I just didn't have all the resources. If all I can say is if anybody's hesitating, don't. Kathy, you have so many contacts. You have so much networking people and experience. It's like I've got 50,000 employees working for me just by being in this group because of all your experience. And I know Scott mentioned that as well. I mean, Libby and Tiffany, you guys have been like so positive since, I mean, I say don't wait. Don't hesitate. And I signed on for a year. I was like, I'm not piddling around with just, I'm going to try it for a month. I mean, I'm committed and I'm in here. And I have one other comment before time runs out that I wanted to put. I mean, I love the phenomenal guest speakers, but I have a little asterisk by this. If you're selling to make money, treat it like a business, whether it's part-time, full-time or not. You have to treat it like a business, because if you just treat it like that's what your sales are going to be like. And being part of this group has said to me, you're treating it like a business. You want to grow it. You want that network. You want that expertise. And Kathy, I totally trust what you tell me. I mean, I'm like, okay, Kathy said this. I mean, my husband even says, so what are we working on today? I said, well, sorority mom says this is the way to go. So this is what I'm doing. And it is working. It is working. So
thank you so much. Like Tiffany said, and Libby and Scott, definitely you go through periods, you go through days or weeks where, it's challenging. It's rough. Stuff happens. The thing with having a business and in being a part of Social Media Insider is that you're on a map, you're on a roadmap, you're on a path. It's your path. I've said it many times, and all of my members will attest to it. I'm not a cookie cutter coach. Some of my sellers are part-time like Tiffany. Others are full-time. Some have a warehouse like what Scott has, and Scott has employees. Libby is brick and mortar to being online. Many of my sellers are multi-channel. Everybody's business is theirs, and they source differently. We have consignment. We've got brand new. We've got people that source wholesale. We've got thrifters. We've got resellers. We've got people that do what's called retail or online arbitrage, which is you're going into a physical store, buying a product, and then flipping it, doing the same thing online. Truly, it's what works for you and what works now. Because as everybody said, because everybody's been selling for different periods, is what works now, right? 5 or 6 years ago, Libby had a brick and mortar. That stopped working for her. She went full-time online. For Susan, business background, her family needs, she left the business and came home to do eBay. Scott was like, okay, now I've got a new business I want to start. It's going to be eBay. So truly, it's about me partnering, being by your side and helping you to make choices, oftentimes as a sounding board, and then going, okay, this is what I'm hearing. And then you go, oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, and going, good. So let's go in this direction and let's see what happens. But that's what I love with my insiders, is that everybody's so unique and so different. And then how can I partner with you, help you, bring in the guests. My members vote on the topic. So whatever we're working on within the group, the members have voted on, this is what we want to learn. And then the subtopics to each thing. So it's always about meeting the needs of the people in the group. So one quick sweep, everybody, whatever you would like to share as far as a tip or a takeaway, but just thank you, Susan and Tiffany and Libby and Scott. You're all remarkable and you inspire me. I do what I do because I have wonderful sellers like you to work with. So Scott, I'm going to drop down to you because you're right below me. Also,
okay.
On too. And just one last takeaway before we sign off.
What? One big takeaway for this is take good notes. Kathy often says this is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're in this for the long term. And one thing I've done over the years is take notes, lessons learned, especially around Christmas time. And one thing I learned was I was starting too late in the season. I need to stock up and order product like in May, April and May. I need to be buying product for Christmas. Christmas is coming earlier every year now. So lesson learned, take a lot of notes, print out your or save your eBay sales reports, because they only keep things for 90 days. And over time, by the time you get in your 4th or 5th year, you start noticing all these trends. So you notice the second weekend in December, well, that's my busiest weekend. You know when to put money into promoted listings. You know when to send the coupons out. You know when sales are going to be up. You know when sales are going to be down. You know what was hot last year and sells well. You know what you need to get rid of. So take notes. It will become a guidebook for you. It will become a planner for you. So when you go into these seasons, you open it up and you have an instant plan.
That's perfect. Thank you, Scott. Libby.
Yes. All right. I'm going to say the same thing I always say. Just keep going. Just keep going. There are going to be things that happen that you aren't happy about. There are going to be roadblocks, but you just keep going. And I think that really is the key to success with this, is you just have to pivot, and you don't think, oh, that's it. You think, how am I going to get around this? How am I going to do things differently? And you just keep going.
It reminds me of the Lori Grenier quote. You know, there's always a solution. I just have to try hard enough. And like what Libby just said, and sometimes it's a pivot. Sometimes the solution is, you know what? This road ain't working. There's a big friggin' boulder here. I need to like detour around the boulder. And you go, time to detour. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like new detour, like what Scott says. Sometimes you do inventory, you research it, you think this is the hottest thing since whatever. And then you go to list it and you cannot give the stuff away. It's like, so you bundle it and you move on, right? You know, it's like, just Libby, that's great. Keep going. Tiffany.
Well, I don't know. I would say if you're, stop questioning everything. Stop like doubting yourself. Just jump in, just do it. Just get it done. Don't wait. Like Libby said, and always, I agree with Scott. I mean, I take notes with everything that Kathy does. Even I will listen to the things that the videos and things over and over, or I'll come back to it months later and listen to it again, because you always need that refresher, and they're always, you have access to everything there all the time. And I don't know. I just don't give up. Just keep going, and don't worry. And no question is too stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
We all learn. Susan, I'm going to close.
I would say, don't buy because you think it's a good deal. Make sure you can turn a profit and use tools to research.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
That's especially going into Q4. You know, look, I got all this. It's a great deal. Well, the reason that it's a great deal is because nobody wants it, probably. So, you know,
that can be so true. Yes, research, like what Scott was saying, is keep notes.
Yeah.
Look, and then, and I'm glad Tiffany brought up about listening. I know for myself, I mean, I often have to hear the same thing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 longer times, and that's fine. You know, there's no judgment. We all learn at different speeds, and also some things we learn much faster than others.
But there's that replay option.
That's great. These are all wonderful members of my membership group, Social Media Insider. I would love you to join us. The membership will be open through Thursday. Go to my website, ilovetobeselling.com. It's right there. Please come join us. We would love to welcome you. It is the home to sellers of all levels and all different styles of selling, all different ways of sourcing. We embrace you. We embrace variety. Again, it's about you having an eBay business that works for you and your lifestyle and your needs right now. So come join us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Susan and Tiffany and Libby and Scott. It's been a joy always. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.